it was working fine, and all of a sudden it just stopped firing up. We got about 2 days before we take off on the road, and we head down south, away from the bitter cold of Wisconsin. And you know, I was actually looking forward to this last couple weeks here, because after a few months of running, you know, back to Nevada, coming back with our stuff, moving into a new house, and then of course having a full touring schedule with lots of events for Christmas, I was looking forward to a week or so of relaxation before we had to pack up the trailer and head on down south. But it didn't exactly happen that way. Came in the trailer a couple days ago and noticed that there were mice droppings everywhere. So I thought, okay, we've got to get ahead of this. We got to get out there. We stripped the trailer out, get everything out, disinfect everything, clean, get rid of the mice, you know, get rid of the mice droppings and clean everything. And so that of course added an extra couple days to getting the trailer ready. While we were doing that, the heater went out in the trailer. And as if the mice wasn't enough, the blower starts up, but it just doesn't fire up. We've got propane. I've checked as much stuff as I could possibly check, and to be honest, I just don't have time to pull the thing out and troubleshoot it. Eventually I will, but so we had to figure out a way to, you know, get in this trailer, get it cleaned up without freezing to death, because along with the heater going out, we also went into a pretty brutal cold spell. And as you can see right now, I don't know if you can see this. Let's look over here. Turn the light on here. That is the outside temperature right now. At first, I was hoping that our space heaters, we've got two little 1500 watt space heaters on the floor here, and they generally do a pretty good job of heating this place up when it's about, you know, when it's in the 40s or so, maybe down to, you know, mid 30s. But they start to struggle after that. And as I showed you, it's 13 degrees outside. Got down to 9 degrees last night. So I decided to try the Mr. Heat Buddy. And it's pretty simple to use. It's got a pretty simple dial here. It's got a pilot here. Put it in pilot mode and a couple clicks. Once the pilot light's on, you just fire it up to your setting that you want to use, low or high, and there you go. Spent another 27 bucks, and I got this hose that's for the Mr. Heater, and it's a special hose that doesn't require a filter or anything. And I've got it hooked up to a propane tank that's right outside. I drilled a hole through this door here. This is an access door that's right on the other side of the couch, and this is where the grill used to be. And so I've got the hose going up there, and it goes through the couch, so we can leave it in there, kind of have the big bottle of propane going, and that should give us plenty of hours of heat. Just a little tip here with this hose. You can buy hoses all day long that fit this for propane, but with most hoses, you need to use a filter. The filter goes right here, because most hoses will leach an oil, especially, you know, if it's a cheaper hose, it will leach oil that can easily get in and clog this thing. And I've seen people, other videos online on YouTube, people talking about how they destroyed their Mr. Heater because they used a cheaper hose without the filter, and it eventually caused it to clog up. I think that's one of the reasons why I hear people, you know, I've heard some stories of people saying, well, I use it, Mr. Heater, for a few months and then it stopped working. Well, that may be the problem. The genuine Mr. Heater hose that is for this. Turns out that they use a special material here. It's not quite as flexible as some of the other rubber hoses. It's a little harder, but it does not leach oil. And if you attach this directly to the bottle without it going through any other hoses or pipes, then supposedly it will not leach any oil and will not clog this thing up. So spend the extra money if you're going to get a hose and attach it to a big propane bottle, and get the Mr. Heater genuine hose that actually says no filter required. Otherwise, you're going to have to buy a filter and spend $10 every, however long the filter lasts, and end up spending more money than if you just bought the, Mr. Buddy hose to begin with. So 2 questions that I had before I got the Heat Buddy was, number 1, is it safe? And number 2, is it going to heat this place up? So I just got the little mini one. They had the bigger one, but I'm trying to save some money here too. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so this was on sale for like $85 at Tractor Supply, and this is the standard size. It's up to 9,000 BTU, and of course the other question, the most pressing question is it safe? And I've seen a lot of reviews on it. I've seen a lot of people do tests on carbon monoxide and things like that. And most of the ones that I've seen, or all the ones I've seen, said that they never found any evidence of carbon monoxide. So just to be on the safe side for me, I decided to install a carbon monoxide alarm right here. That's just above where the heater is. So, and we also have another carbon monoxide alarm in the front of the trailer. So, and I'm just monitoring it. We haven't moved into the trailer yet. We're still packing it up and getting ready to go. So my guess is it's going to be okay based on what I've seen so far. Does it heat the place up? Well, I've got the one heater on high, and I've got the Heater Buddy, and it is about 65 degrees in the trailer. As you can, actually 66 degrees. So yes, with it being about 13 degrees outside, it seems to be doing a pretty good job heating this place up. And since we spend our winters down south, typically temperatures don't usually get below the mid-20s where we go. Down in South Texas, I would say, the coldest it's going to get is in the low 30s maybe. Every now and then they get colder than that, but typically 30-40 degrees are going to be the low temperatures we're going to encounter down there. So I think it's going to work pretty well. And then hopefully when I get a chance, I will pull the heater out of there and see if I can diagnose what's wrong with it. Hopefully it's just a relay switch or some sort of, the ignition module. When I turn it on, it doesn't, I don't hear any clicking, so I'm thinking it's the ignition. Everything else works. I got gas coming out of the stove. I've got gas, the propane refrigerator works, so it's not a propane problem. So hopefully this will help us out. And keep us nice and warm as we go south for a few months before we head back up here to Wisconsin again. So anyway, I just wanted to share that those fun things with you. It's always an adventure here on the Travel Bags. Never a dull moment.